Shalom, Akim Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth, and that's still teaching this truth. And as always, I want to give much peace, love, and salutation to the elect, beginning with the 144,000, all the way down to the large multitude that believes, and who Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, will deliver in these last days. To you all, I say Shalom. I'm the brother Tazamah from the Great Millstone Dallas Camp, coming back today with another lesson, and Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying. And I wanted to do a response video in regards to the latest heresy, all right, that the Iuic is teaching in the stance of after 1,000 years, all right, after 1,000 years, the heathen nations will no longer be in the kingdom, which is complete madness, all right. You know, and to say that the heathen, all right, are not going to be in the kingdom, all right, because first and foremost, let me, put the record out that Edom, all right, Esau will be destroyed after 1,000 years, okay? There will be no more Edomites after 1,000 years of hardcore slavery that they're going to have to, them as long as with the rest of the different heathen nations, all right, they're going to have to build our kingdom up, okay, and they're going to be taught the laws, the statutes, and the commandments, since the laws won't be written in their inward parts. You see, but the scripture says that the rest of the nations will lie down in glory. You see, but Esau, all right, will be casted out as an abominable branch, meaning that after 1,000 years, all right, the rest of the different heathen, they're going to be put back into their lands, But everything's going to revolve around the nation of Israel, all right, the kingdom of Yahweh Shai. All right, but the Edomites, all right, they're going to be gathered together, all right, and burned up, as it reads in the book of Obadiah. And it says that the house of Esau will be for stubble, and there shall be none remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has spoken it. Okay, but the rest of the heathen will be in the kingdom. All right, and to say that the heathen are going to be destroyed after 1,000 years is pretty much making Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai a liar for the promise that he made unto Yahweh Shai that the heathen would be for his inheritance. As a matter of fact, let's get that. All right, because that was a promise that the Lord made, all right, with Yahweh Shai. Okay, this is Psalm 2, okay, verse 7. It says, I will declare the decree. Yahweh hath said unto me, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. And this is talking about Yahweh Shai. All right, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. Now let's just get this word inheritance here. All right, let's just get this word inheritance. All right, in the Hebrew, that word inheritance is nachala. All right, nachala. All right, it says, ask of me, and I will give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. And that word inheritance says nations as possession of the people. You see, nations as possession of the people. And then it gives you a precept here. It says he has showed his people the power of his works, that he may give them the heritage of the heathen. That's a good one. Psalm 111:6. He has showed his people, and who was the Lord's people, the Israelites, the power of his works, right? That he may give them the heritage of the heathen. Okay, let's read this. But it says of the king in Psalm 2:8. So the nations, all right, the nations are going to be an inheritance or property for what? For the king. And who's going to be the number one king on the planet Earth? It's going to be Yahweh Shai. Then underneath Yahweh Shai, you're going to have King David. And underneath King David, you're going to have the 144,000 that are going to be the ruling class or the ruling body of the nation of Israel. And what kingdom, all right, do you know that doesn't have servants? Here it is. Esau has servants. This is his kingdom, and he has servants underneath him. But we're gonna only have 1,000 years. We're only gonna have 1,000 years of reign, and then it's just gonna be a nation full of kings and priests with no servants. Because you got to keep in mind, the scriptures talk about how the Lord is going to enlarge his tents. You see? So if the Lord is going to enlarge, if he's going to enlarge his tent, or excuse me, if the Lord is going to enlarge his tent, as it says, I think that's in Isaiah 54. Let's finish this up first. Well, let me actually grab that so it's while it's still fresh in my mind, because I don't want it to slip. Isaiah, I think it's Isaiah the 54th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. It's either Isaiah 54 or Isaiah 52. Yep, Isaiah 54 and 2. It says, enlarge the place of thy tent, which is talking about the earth, and let them stretch forth the curtains of thine habitations. Spare not, lengthen thy cords, and strengthen thy stakes. For thou shalt break forth on the right hand and on the left, and thy seed shall inherit thy seed. Okay, our children, our children's children, our children's children's children are going to what? Inherit the Gentiles. Meaning who? We're going to inherit the other nations and make the desolate cities to be inhabited. You see, because the different nations are going to be having children too. So here it is. You think that the Israelites, we're just going to be the only ones having children? No, man. The other nations are going to be having children too. The Moabites are going to be having children. The Elamites are going to be having children. The Ishmaelites, the Hamites, they're going to be having children. Their children's 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 children too. The only thing is that they're not going to live forever. They're going to eventually, they're going to grow old and they're going to die. They're still going to get sick. They're still going to get infirmities, but we're going to live forever. You see? But they're going to have children too. And what? Their children and their children's children and their children's children's children will be what? Slaves for the Israelites. Okay? The scriptures talk about how we're going to sever out men for continual employment. Continual, man. So what is the IUIC talking about in the sense whereas after 1,000 years, all nations are going to be destroyed? Because that would, like I said earlier, that's like I opened up with Psalm 2, that would make the promise that Yahweh made to Yahweh Shai of none effect, that the heathen would be his inheritance, that the heathen would be his property. Okay? So it says, ask of me, and I will give thee, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. You see, the uttermost parts of the earth. What's uttermost? Okay? The uttermost parts, that word uttermost is apas. Okay? Apas. And it says end, extremity. Only in the poetic phrase ends, extreme limits of the earth, used especially hyperbolically. Or hyperbolically. Well, I know the word is hyperbole, but it's hyperbolically. And a hyperbole, a hyperbole, if I'm saying that correctly, hyperbole. That's a hard word to say. Let's just get the definition, man. Slakia. Yeah, hyperbole. You see, exaggerated statements or claims not meant to take literal. You see, but the literal context of this is the whole earth. You see, Jerusalem is going to be the headquarters for the nation of Israel. It's going to be the capital of the planet Earth. But we're going to rule, and Yahweh Shai is going to, beginning with Yahweh Shai, he's going to reign on the whole entire earth. That's going to be the throne of David being fulfilled. You see, Solomon, he ruled the known world at that time. He ruled eastward in Eden, out of Jerusalem. You see, but through Yahweh Shai, he's going to rule the whole planet Earth. And also, too, keeping in mind of this, Yahweh Shai said himself. He said what? He said that in my father's house is many mansions. Okay? John 14:2, it says, in my father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. So if there's a place being prepared for us, and mind you, we're already on the planet Earth, and the scripture says, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, right? And we're here on the planet Earth. The earth was given for the earth was made for our sakes. You see, if that's the case, but the Lord said he's going to already prepare a place for us, that meaning that what? These different planets, there's different galaxies out there, Of course, we're going to, we're first going to get the earth established, first and foremost. Okay? Excuse me. We're first going to get the earth established, of course, and the heathen are going to do that. But also too, we're gonna inherit these other planets too. You know, I believe each member of the elect will have, you know, their own planet or planets to rule out of, man. And what you think you're gonna just be ruling there by yourself? It's just gonna be you and your children, and that's it. Just on the planet but no, you're gonna have subjects and servants. Who's gonna be the one that's gonna be who's gonna be the ones that are gonna be, you know, tilling the ground? Who's gonna be the ones that are gonna be building up our palaces and building up our buildings and things of that nature, man? You know? And the scripture says that what aliens shall let me see if I can find it. Is it alien or yep, here we go. Isaiah 61:5. Let's get that. All right, Isaiah 61, because this whole chapter is going into the fact of how, you know, we'll be preached the gospel, you know, and we'll be awakened out of that dead state, and then eventually Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, all right, is going to deliver us and put our enemies down. Scripture says that he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, man. And all these different nations have had us in captivity at one point. So here it is, you know, they had us in captivity, but we only going to have them in captivity for a period of time, and then we're just going to just destroy all nations and everybody afterwards. The scripture says that when the righteous are in authority, the people are going to rejoice. So they're going to rejoice in the fact that there's a righteous kingdom set up. They're going to rejoice in the fact that there's clean air, there's clean water, there's going to be order within marriages, there's going to be order within families, you know. They're going to have to learn our customs and learn our ways, and they're going to rejoice in that. So they're going to rejoice in that. Then after they're rejoicing, then they're going to be destroyed. That the fact, you know, they're going to be rejoicing in the fact that a righteous rulership is set up, and then they just going to be destroyed after 1,000 years. How does that even make sense? How does that even make sense, man? Isaiah 61, all right, verse 5. It says, and this is a future prophecy. This hasn't happened yet. It says, "And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks." We ain't going to be doing that. You know, that's going to be the job. That's going to be the job of a slave to do that. You see, we have to plow the fields, and we got to plow and do all these things in Esau's kingdom. You know, you think these Rothschilds and these elites, you think that they doing anything on their own? You think they got to get in their car and go to the grocery store, or, you know, they gotta clean their own house or whatever the case may be. They gotta go out to their garden and plant some seeds. No, they got servants doing all. They got perpetual servants that are doing all these things for them. Personal servants in their personal homes, but they got the whole world as their servants, man. How much more is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua gonna do that in righteousness? Okay, beginning with Yahweh Shai and the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay, so it says, "And strangers." All right, and these strangers here, I bet this word is going to be, let's see, Nakar. Okay, that word is Zawar, actually, because you got Gar, Nakar, and Zawar. Okay, when you see the word Gar, that's talking about an Israelite. Okay, that's talking about an Israelite that could be born in a foreign land. They're also known as strangers. Okay, now you have the word Nakar, which, you know, for the most part, it usually means an Israelite, or excuse me, not an Israelite, it means a heathen. All right, for the most part, but you do see that word also used for Israelites as well at particular times, but you got to know the context. And then Zawar also is the same way. Most of the time it's used for the heathen. So this word Zawar here is to be strange or be a stranger. All right, and then I just want to break that down real quick. But that word Zawar says to the land. You see, Zawar to the land. Foreigners as such, usually enemies. You see? That's what it's going to be, man. So they're going to, what? Strangers shall stand and feed your flocks. That's the job, if you will, of a servant, to feed our flocks. And the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. The sons of the alien. shall be your plowmen and vine dressers. You see that? They're going to have children. Their children's going to have children. Their children's children is going to have children, so on and so forth. And there will be perpetual servants underneath the Israelites, man. It's not hard to understand, but as the scripture says, it says that what? Evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being yet deceived, man. Because who's the one deceiving, Bishop Nathaniel at the IUIC and his cohorts to say these damn things, man? It's really Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and he has a spiritual demon, Satan, and evil spirits going out there putting these things in these dudes' minds to say these things, man. To what? To further lead individuals who aren't supposed to get it off the bridge. That's literally what it is, man. Verse 6, it says, but ye shall be named the priest of Yahweh. Who? The Israelites, beginning with the elect. All right? Underneath Yahweh Shai. So if we're going to be the priest of Yahweh, the whole nation is going to be what? A nation and kingdom of priests. What's the job of a priest? The job of the priest is to what? Administer the law. The scripture says what? That the priest's lips shall keep knowledge. You see, so if we're going to administer the law, are we going to be administering the law to Israelites? Is that what it's going to be? If we're going to be ruling ruling underneath the order or priesthood of Melchizedek, and the priest's job the priest's job is to keep knowledge, and the priest's job is to administer the law, how are we going to be administering the law and be perpetual priests if the nation of Israel will already have the laws written in their inward parts, man? I'm going to say that again. If the priest's job for the IUIC, if the priest, because you guys, the laws, the statutes, the commandments, right? Like Elder Yashwamba said, man, you jumping off the turnbuckle with the commandments, right? You got the heavyweight belt with fringes on it, right? If a priest's job, if a priest's job is to keep knowledge, and the job of a priest is to administer the law, who will the priests be administering the law to if the nations are gone and the Israelites will have the laws, statutes, and commandments written in their inward parts? That would mean that we wouldn't even need to be a priest. See, that's what happens when you don't think. That's what happens when you try to follow the gospel of Bishop Nathaniel. It's the gospel according to Bishop Nathaniel. And you say stupid ass, dumb ass things like this, and you found out to be a liar. Don't make sense. The hell breakdown, the hell doctrine don't make sense. All your family members gonna go to hell. You all gonna go to hell, and you're gonna die, and you're gonna go to hell. Let's just get this word priest, because you see the word priest here is capital P, right? When you get that word priest, that word is kahan. You may hear Akim and Akim call it to the kahan, Shalom kahan, which means priest, right? Now, when you get that word priest here, all right, it says a kingdom of priests, and it gives you the precepts, a priest king, like Melchizedek, Malak Tazadak. You see, Melchizedek was a king and priest ruling out of Salem. Okay? Which is Yahweh Shai. Israel. You see, Ezekiel, and it gives you the precept. Exodus 19:6, which this is going to be fulfilled in the kingdom. Right? A kingdom of priests. Right? Priests and kings at once in their relation to the nation. Priests and kings at once in their relation to the nations. Come on, man. Compare Isaiah 61:6 of Israel ministering as a priest. You see? Of a chieftain exercising priestly functions. So also probably the sons of David, right? But it says what? Of Israel ministering as a priest. Because the prophecy says in Isaiah the 2nd chapter that what? That Israel is going to be established on the top of the mountains as the head nation on the planet, and what the nations are going to have to come to us to learn our ways. They're going to have to be taught the law, statutes, and commandments. They're going to have to follow after our ways and our customs. And if they don't follow after our ways and our customs, according to the precept in the book of Zechariah, they will be punished for it. You see? What's the job of a priest? Is to administer the law. Okay? The heathen are going to be our inheritance, man. Okay? Shouts out to the brother Osman Waff, man. Proverbs 14:28 in the NLT. A growing population is a king's glory. A prince without subjects has nothing. Come on, man. A prince without subjects has nothing, man. You see, what kingdom is there out there whereas a kingdom doesn't have servants? Any kingdom has servants, man. And that's what Yahweh Basham Yahushai promised unto us, man. The scripture says that what? That we will possess the heathen in Isaiah the 14th chapter. Let me actually do this real fast. Let me do the cross reference on this and just see. You know? Because remember, the throne of David is going to be established on the planet Earth. And when the throne of David was established, the heathen was still there. It was just they was in subjection underneath King David. But they were there. Okay? There ain't really nothing in the cross reference. I just wanted to see. Damn, what was scripture? Oh, yeah, that's, let's end it off with this. I actually got to get ready to go to work. Isaiah 14 and 1, it says, For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, right? And the strangers shall be joined with them. And those strangers are talking about the Israelite foreigners, which this process is really happening right now in the spirit. We're being joined, all right, back unto Yahweh Basham Yahushua, waking up out of that Gentile state of mind. Because that word strangers, I want to say, is gar. Okay? You see that? Gar. Right there. Strong's H, right? H1616, right? And it says, and strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, right? And the people shall take them, talking about the heathen. The Israelites are going to take the heathen and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. It doesn't say for servants and handmaids for 1,000 years. No, we're going to possess the heathen. And Yahweh Shai is going to be, it was first given to him, and he's going to share that, what? With his elect. Okay, Romans the 8th chapter, the 16th and 17th verse. You see, we're going to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai. You see? He's going to share that with his elect. Let's get that word possess. That word possess is nachal. Okay? That word is nachal. And possess oneself of land. You see? Divide for a possession. You see, the heathen are going to be divided unto the Israelites for a possession, man. You know? Let's see. With reference to the land, because even when you read in Deuteronomy 32, it says that I'll get it here after this, and that'll be the last one, I promise. It says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land for servants and handmaids, which is slaves, right? And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. We're going to rule over them. Okay? Last scripture, Deuteronomy 32. And we'll end it off with this one. Deuteronomy 32 and 8. It says, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, you see, because they're going to be, after 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, building up our kingdom, right? They're going to be pushed back into their own lands, right? It says, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. You see? He established the boundaries and the borders, if you will, of the different heathen according to who? The Israelites. You see? So UIC cats is completely wrong, man. You see, but once again, this is what happens when evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse. All right, so with that, Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Hakodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth, still teaching this truth. And as always, much peace, love, and salutation to the elect. Until next time, I say shalom.